So, what would you say, with all of that turning over a new leaf or a new focus towards your energy when you was outside and you got your freedom, what ended up leading you to that third bid that you caught?
It's just being off my ding.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? My cutter mind, like, having the wrong energy around wrong people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sticking your neck out there and shit for the wrong people and shit can put yourself in fucked up positions or situations. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what happened, man. It was a situation that happened. I had co-defendants, 2 other co-defendants on this case, on this death penalty case. You know what I'm saying? That they charged me with. They charged me with capital murder, robberies and guns and everything, breaking the enemies and things like that. The thing about it was I had 2 codees on this case, and one of my codees pretty much, after we got locked up, I got shot in my face, I got shot in my chest and shit, so my blood and all that shit was on the scene, and so they formed up their own little summary and shit of what the story was, and one of my codees pretty much was in the cell with a jailhouse informant and told him a story, just talking. The jailhouse informant go back to the prosecutor, tell the prosecutor the story, and then based upon that story, that the rat nigga tell the prosecutor, they come back and charge me with all these different charges. You know what I'm saying?
So it wasn't even based off evidence. It was just.
It wasn't even based off proper evidence. Nah.
Right.
Absolutely not.
So, I guess the best, the safest way to say would be, you beat that third trial, correct?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah,
right.
I beat it. I'm
so,
free right now.
Right. Overstood. It's a blessing. So, what would you say? The angle you took to beat that trial? And how you utilized your knowledge that you gained over time. Studying the law, like you were saying earlier. How would you say you used all that to benefit you to beat your trial?
Basically, like, the one thing that we gotta understand, as human beings in this country, in America, especially as black men, black men, that like the law not on our side. You know what I'm saying? They're not our friends. And so the best thing that you can do is exercise your rights. First thing first, you know what I'm saying? Remain silent. And so like when you learning these things and you know what to do or how to go about, any situation, you remain silent and you ask for your lawyer, because you know and understand that whatever you tell the police or whatever story that you try to formulate, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna tax you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you remain silent, and then you be patient and you deal with it from a law standpoint of view with your lawyer. You know what I'm saying? And so the things that I learned prior to my incarcerations, gaining the knowledge, you know what I'm saying, going to the law library, knowing what can't be done, and things like that, and still just having that strength for me just beating a trial. You know what I'm saying? A year ago, you know what I mean? I just went in this with the same mentality. I didn't focus on the charges or what I was charged with. I knew what I knew. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I went into it with that and put up that fight.
So, obviously the charges can always lead to people being pressured into taking decisions they may not be in their best interest. But what were your charges, and how did that make you feel about whether you should fight it or not?
So when I first got locked up, they only charged me with second-degree murder. The thing about it was when I got locked up, I was on somebody's porch, shot up, you know what I'm saying? And then days later, I'm charged with second-degree murder. Not 2 weeks later then the other charges come, and then when the other charges came, that's when the capital murder came, the robberies, the breaking and entering, the use of the firearms, and felonies think it was like 12 or 13 charges that they stacked on me. So I understand that, like, when you understand law and you understand this life period, you know, a lot of things are illusions. Yeah? And I had to look at that shit like that in order to carry on. You know what I mean? In order to carry on, I had to look at it like, don't pay attention to the charges, don't pay attention to the fight. You see what I'm trying to say?
Right.
And that's what I just locked in the key on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew that no matter what, you know, I claimed my innocence from the beginning. So I knew that no matter what, whether they chose to put a needle on my arm or kill me, I was going to remain that way. You know what I'm saying? I was going to claim my innocence and remain that way. Yeah.
So, you know, we know you beat the trial.
Alhamdulillah.
You know, and that's a major blessing, especially when you talking about the death penalty. You know, that's about as big as a blessing you gonna coming out that them situations.
Absolutely.
But I really want to ask you, you know, once you beat, you know, your trial, what changes did you implement in Virginia state law afterwards?
Ain't no more death penalty.
And how did you
spanked them?
Yeah, that's major.
We spanked them.
That's major.
Not me. We did. We spanked them.
For sure.
That's a plus. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, only Allah can judge, man. You hear me? Only God can judge. Shouldn't no decision on whether a human being should be killed should be in the hands of another human being. You know what I mean? Like through a court. You know what I'm saying? Through court. Not gonna work that way. And so like, yeah, that's a win for us to where like people that was on death row waiting to get killed, waiting, you know what I'm saying, for that needle to be poked in their arm and waiting on that day to walk that green mile, they ain't gotta worry about walking it no more. You understand what I'm saying? And so like, because they still people at the end of the day, you know what I mean? So yeah, ain't no more death penalty in Virginia, man. That joint slit, ain't no more. You know what I'm saying? So that's my case brought that to their attention. They spent $3-4 million basically trying to kill me. You know what I'm saying? And so when you show, because you got to understand this, brother, statistic wise, you got to understand this. We in the state of Virginia, okay? The state of Virginia, if they charge you with the death penalty, they got the evidence to charge you with the death penalty. They got the evidence to charge you with the death penalty. It's not just freely just thrown like capital when you work your way. If they charge you with capital in Virginia, they trying to kill you. You understand what I'm saying? Period. And so the statistic wise, it's fucked up. See what I'm saying? Because you either end up getting killed or doing life without parole. You know what I'm saying? Basically dying there for the rest of your life anyway. And so statistic wise, when you charge me with that, and then I go to trial, and at trial I spank you, then that shows that, hold on, this is a problem here. You know what I mean? After so many years and I'm trying to go up with the board and trying to get it off the table anyway, my situation hit the fan. What? I went to trial because a lot of people don't go to trial. A lot of people take pleas just to live longer. You see what I'm trying to say?
Right.
And so, I go to trial and I won with a lot, and we won on the motion to strike. So I'm gonna explain the motion to strike. The motion to strike is this: you could look at it like a football game. The first half of the football game is the prosecutors, you know, trying to put the evidence on it, you know, whatever they feel like that they got on you, you know, to prove that you did what you did. And then the second half of the game is for us to put, it's to discredit it, basically, right? Well, my lawyers, my team, Douglas Ramsey, Richard Johnson, Matthew Engel, Kim Meister, you know, even the ones that play the back, you know what I mean? Kyle, all them, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, we a family now, so big shout out to them. But yeah, man, like, we locked in.